Greetings! This is the updated 2026 10 Commandments video on what every player should follow to not stray from God's light in Morimens. Now, my first video was very popular, as are most of my beginner videos, because I actually know what I'm talking about. So, this is the updated version, how you cannot avoid being dog shit, how you can keep to the scripture, walk in God's life. Do not stray from the golden path. Now let's get started with the first commandment.
Experience is very daunting. When I first started, there were no guides. There were no really good guides that cover every aspect of the game. So I decided to, in my free time, make the holy spreadsheet. Now before this, there were pretty bad advice in the community all around, pulling on ultra, and pulling for ultra. But this has everything you possibly want in spreadsheet format. Now I will do a revamp of the spreadsheet eventually. But unlike other creators, I have done everything in the entire game. I keep mentioning this. I have experienced hard mode. I cleared hard mode story in a week. I have achieved high rank in PvP. I did everything. So I have experienced every aspect of the game at a very high level. And this spreadsheet contains a lot of information. Now, you can navigate through tabs down here. Primer, realm guides, Costco build, basics of team building, and later I will add more links to my videos here. Cash shop guide, what to pull for. Before I came around, these did not exist. People were asking every week about what to do. Cash shop reward tier, hard mode chapter guides, on what every boss in the game does, every hard mob does, and how to counter it, or what awakers to use in each stage, because different rule sets, etc. Part 2 hard mode guide, a relic tier list, covenant guide right here, along with a link to covenant video, which I'll add later, I just realized. A tier list, a waifu tier list, and other community tier list down here if you want other opinions. The type endgame guide, our 2 rule set, dailies and weeklies, facts and questions, standard in-game awaker. Now this goes through every single standard unit, what their likeness do, where you use them, if they're good or not, and what tiers they are. Limited awaker, which is all the limited awakers. These are new tabs. I'll add new tabs towards the end. This gets updated every couple of weeks. So just follow the guide and you should have no issues. I'm available for coaching every weekend. If you message me, set up a time. I'll gladly spare my time. As you can see, I've done it. High ranking, done. So whether you want to take my advice or take advice from people who haven't done everything, go ahead. I won't stop you. You can be wrong if you want. The second commandment. Always buy the monthly dupe. What I mean by that is always buy the monthly dupe. Now, this is the settlement shop. The settlement shop is a store, just like in every gacha game, with currency you get from pulling on units. There's a settlement. So when you pull on units, you get this. You get more, you pull on limiteds, same as every other gacha. Except for in this gacha, we have something very powerful known as Prototype Horizon and Time Loop Copy. Since this is all AI translated, these 2 names will be changed frequently. That has been changed several times before. So just pay attention to these icons. What a Prototype Horizon is a limited dupe. Now you can use it on any unit, even standards, but it's recommended to use only on limited units. Limited units are characters you only pull with limited pulls, just like every gacha game. Now, this is very powerful. This is a way, unlike other gachas, for any free-to-play player to have a max copy, max dupe, limited unit with enough time. You get 1 every month, costs 500. So these 2 items are the most important thing. So this is the time loop copy. This gives you a dupe of wheels. Now, wheels on this game, it's like weapons and other gachas, or gear, or equipment. So it's less important, but just very important. So with this, you can throw my inventory. I never use these because here we go. You choose an awaker fragment on any unit and you create a dupe of it. Now you can choose standard units. Do not to waste these on standard units. Use standard dupes on standard units. Standard dupes look a little different. I have it on the spreadsheet, which I won't pull up to make this video faster. But alternatively, if you're a whale, you can use it on welfare units, which is Arita, Erica, and Aegis. Why would a whale want to use them on Arita, Aegis, or Erica? Is because welfare units in this game are pretty good, but they're time-gated month. So it will take you 15 months to get them maxed out. However, you can speed it up by using the monthly dupe. Would you want to do that in 90% of the case? No, unless you're a whale, because it's too valuable for a free-to-play to use some limited dupes, and eventually, after a year and a half, you'll get them up anyway. But if you're impatient and you want to use a super powerful Arita team, you can speed it up. If you're impatient and you want to use an Aegis at OE, you can speed it up. It's not recommended yet. It's recommended to use it on limited units that you're missing key copies for. Now, speaking of key copies, Enlightened is what the community or the game calls the dupe system. Now, we will call E0 having the base unit by itself. E1, the first talent trait, 2, 3. After that, it's +1 through 12. Now, at +4, you get an overexalt, which means you get double the bar and an extra effect. Some overexalts are broken. Some of them are useless. But a lot of people like unlocking overexalt because it lets you fill up the ultimate gauge of that unit twice. So it prevents overcap. So let's say you have a unit without +4. When you hit 100 alien miss or mana or whatever you want to call it on that unit, and you get 10 more mana, you lose that mana because you need to use your exalt. Now, if you have overexalt, for example, so you get an additional bar. So if you use the regular exalt, which is 100 mana, whatever resource you want to call it, if you have 110, you have 110, use 100, minus 100, you keep 10. Now, the math does not work like that in most cases because you get less than 10, but I'm not going to be able to delve in that. So you get to keep some mana if you overflow, which is the main use of overexalt. But overexalt is pretty unrealistic for most players unless it's your main team. So if you want to go overexalt on a unit, some of them are very good. Check out my tier list, check out my unit guides. But that's it about the store. Other things about the store I mentioned, always buy monthly dupes. Make sure that you clean out the good rewards from all these shops monthly. And consult the cash shop sheet on what to buy. I have cash shop videos as well. I won't be going that in this video for beginners. Now, on to the next commandment. 3. Thou surrender thought to the flares, whose judgment is pure. Again, let me do all your thinking for you instead of taking advice from people who have not done everything. I do have a list of people whose opinions
Future flares here. That was past flares. My videos have been gotten more popular, so I didn't realize it. In a year, I got 4,000 subscribers. Nice. So my videos have gotten significantly more popular because I did CCN and I have a couple other sponsorships. So people still use it. So 21,000 views, a couple of 8,000 views. So just a few future flares, just flexing a little bit here. But again, I have a couple of other sponsorships I'm talking about and I'm going to do other videos.
do treasure, but most of them, I do not value their opinion. I have videos on basically almost every comp, and I'm making new videos every week on more comps that are tried and tested, which means they work at somewhat low investment. Now, the Chinese have good guides as well, no doubt, but they have a different mindset when it comes to the game. They're more whale-centric. Now, my videos have thousands of views, as you see here. People enjoy them. Find a video, follow that video. Let me think about team comps. I have a team comp video if you want to get your team comp building. I have a team comp spreadsheet. Again, I have all the resources for you to succeed. You don't have to rely on trash opinions like people who play Ultra, for example. Now, there are a lot of other resources for the game. Again, I only treasure my own resources. So do what you want with that. And use other resources. I post in my comp guide, which is in the spreadsheet. I put starter and endgame comps, and I update it frequently, as you'll see here. So on the right side, every comp that has cleared all content is on here.
Future Flares here. I updated spreadsheets some more, it's a little bit different, but since my last video. So this is the D-tie team preset. I still kept the old starter team intact. I did not change a thing, because this is still used for most people. So this is alert, and every comp I recommend 10 comps you can use for D-tied. And I probably will not up, because these are just 10 basic comps that are the strongest comps right now. I'll probably do an updated one later. But that's Future Flares is a future thing on the spreadsheet.
You will not get a plus 12 unit for a long time. That is a shit ton of pools. And that's why I'm hesitant to rate my tier list based on plus 12. Maximum, I go for OE. Now look at this. This is typical endgame layout. You are not gonna get those units unless you spend an ungodly amount of money in this game. Why are most of those comps shit? Because when you plus 12 a unit, their level cap is raised. Their level cap is raised when their stats are raised. I value Caucus. Now, everyone get a Caucus plus 12. Can you get a G-Dog plus 12 most time? No, you cannot. So Caucus is one of the good units where their stats are high, which is why I plus 12 them first. Goliath is the same thing. So your main health units as a free-to-play player, as a low spender, is going to be standard units plus 12 because you get the Orchard Time Selector, which I'll cover later on in this video. And you can plus 12 any standard unit easily. Why is the stat so important? Constitution? This is the most important stat in the fucking game, possibly for Endgame. Endgame mobs will hit you for thousands of damage. This raises Constitution, and in Arc 2, which is the newest Arc, hard mode, and D-Tide Fire mode, which is Endgame content, health is more important than ever. Now, everyone with plus 12 units knows shit about the game for a new player experience. Why? They have everyone plus 12, which means that their entire team gets 10 levels all around. So that's 40 level increase, which means they have higher HP. So they don't care about who they put on their team. Whether you play a plus 12 Lotan, Jellet, and all low HP comps, normally, they're going to get 40 levels on you. So as a player without that, you have to look at the stats in the meantime, like Constitution. Because in Arc 2, your poison and counter cap is determined by HP values. It's under Arc 2 rules. I have a whole video devoted to explain the Arc 2 rules. Now, Arc 2 completely changes the game, destroys Costco, which I'll cover later, and kind of nerfs DR a lot, so I don't value. So this is the reset. It caps your counter up to 750% with permanent September counter 1500 of your max HP. And same with poison, which means unlike Arc 1, for example, if you want 10 trillion counters.
I just realized, Future Flares chiming in here, that in the year since I last made this video, only 2 chapters have came out. So in 12, so it's actually a 6-month average. Holy shit, the content draw in this game.
Who wail out their teams will suggest to you garbage ultra teams with plus
Future
12,
Flares
plus 12,
here.
level 90,
Remember,
plus
in the past year,
60.
nothing has changed.
No.
I just got more dupes.
That is not
Past Flares showed how I can do Alert 5 with just level 60 units. Current Flares, Future Flares, does not have level 60 units anymore. Because why? Because I had a year of resources, you motherfuckers. So I just proved that I can still do it.
It's fine.
Past Flares did it. So I left that portion of video in. Enjoy.
Level 60. This is my main team, so they're high level. It's very easy. I put in my main team on hardest wave. Level 60, well carried. Everyone on my team's featured in every single one of my fucking videos needs to be able to do this. If you can't do that, it's a fucking ultra team. Look at anyone who uses ultra endgame. Look at how invested their units are. Why? Because they're fucking dog shit, dude. Because they're trying to make ultra look good and trying to int your pulls. Would I recommend you to play Pool Ultra? Fuck no, dude. Why the fuck would you ruin your account that way? That is the fastest way to fucking break your account. Like, focus on standard units, get them plus 12 for the HP value. Again, Constitution, very important. If you get standard units plus 12, you can put good units on the team to carry your stats so you have higher health values so you can survive endgame until you get a good, decent team set up. Which is why Wheel's important battle pass wise. I cover it in other videos, but I just glimpse over it briefly. This battle pass wheel, a lot of people hate it, but everyone will agree this is the most broken battle pass wheel in R2. Why? Max HP increased by 10%. Again, this is a pay-to-win wheel. I covered that. It's a sore contention. Max HP, very important R2, which is why I rate units the way I rate them on my tier list. Because otherwise, you have to pool for 1 trillion dupes of a copy, use 1 trillion pyramid fragments endgame, and be fucked. Like, if you pull an Ultra all the time, you're fucking fucked. You're fucking fucked as an account. Like, I would honestly just, like, fucking re-roll your entire account if you catch Ultra, because I'll cover it later in this video, but look at their stats value. Look at their stat value and cons.
I'm recording this video. It's a future players. What past player says is right. It's been years.
But she's
nothing has changed about Lei.
You get her anyway. Caster's a limited unit. Jenkins is good as an attacker. Now look at Blue. Wow. Level 66. Wow. Like, come on, dude. You can't tell me that's not good. Every realm has different mechanics as well. Endgame. Being the least played out of all these units. I don't know why they don't buffer. Feint is very good because we're gimmick. And Uvosh is pretty good and pull on dies right now. So that's it for this commandment. I think I covered everything. So let me think for you a team comp. The banner of the faithful. Let thy selectors descend upon the realms of refuge, not to honor them, but to pluck the worthy from the old trash. For even in old trash, a Jenkins may rise, but the pool is sacred and must not be defiled.
Greetings, future players here. So this commandment, Pool Blue, does it still hold up in 2026? The whole plus 12 buff? Yes. Blue has only been gotten stronger because G Murphy is now the strongest unit in the game. You can look at all my videos as proof. Maybe I'll put an even clip in here. Because why would you, as a new player, want to pull only blue? Why, players? Only blue. Only one realm. Well, technically, the advice should be pull only one standard Awakener realm. Pull only one standard realm, period. Do not branch out. Why is this the case? Every couple of months, they give you a rewind item, which I've covered in my other videos. What does a rewind item do? A rewind item lets you set back any standard unit to 0, and you get every copy of their dupe as a selector. That means you want to pull on only one realm over and over and over again when you're starting out as a new player. Rewind it, and then you pick units from other realms, which you are not pulling, and only grab the good units from the other realms. Now, why do I say blue? Blue, as a new player, lets you branch out more than any other realm into every archetype of team comp, and there are basically no super terrible bad units in blue standard. Every one of them can be used for some sort of purpose, and they're not dog shit. Caucus is probably one of the strongest blue ones, and he's a counter unit. If you want a counter playstyle, Caucus Defender. Strength Steal, the only one that can do it, Goliath. Good Strength Stealer. Now, Sangha, Shielder, removes Fragile. Utility. Murphy, which you can operate as a limited, reduces damage taken, Key Flare. Poison. Revive. Poison. Tentacle. All of these are used every D-Tide in every endgame. I use it every D-Tide. I use every blue unit in the game. And I'm on the leaderboards frequently. And let me tell you, every other standard realm will have trash units, more trash units. Not to say that other standard units don't have good units. They just have more trash compared to blue. Let's look at Ultra. Jenkins and Winkle are the two best standard units in Ultra, with Jenkins being one of the strongest DPS standard units in a game that can beat a lot of limited DPS units. Now, Liz, trash compared to limited poison units. Fucking Tinked, don't let me get started on it. Tinked, also bad. These two are bad. And Cassia is niche. She got buff compared to my last video, but she's still very niche, only used on a few select comps that you as a new player will not care about. So that's already 3 below average units compared to other realms in Ultra. That means that if you pull Ultra Standard, you only want the Jenkins or the Winkle. And rather than do that, why not pull on blue and you pick whatever unit you hate? Usually it's either Pharaohs or Solis. These are the 2 units people are going to rewind the most, and you're going to send them to the black pool, and then you're going to use your dupes to grab Jenkins or Winkle dupes. The same with Caro. Caro, Feint can be used, but she doesn't need that many dupes. Agrippa, still garbage to this day. Lei, still garbage. These 2 garbage. Uvash is decent if you want to build him as a DPS. However, he does get power creep later on, but he is more viable than most other DPS if you invest in him. And Hellet is a joke. She is used more often, but her dupes does not matter. She's not used as a DPS. She's used as a buffer on her Exalt. That means you can have 1 copy of her, and you're going to put her on your Manchette team or whatever new strike DPS. Because her cards do not do enough. Again, watch my guide videos on how I rate these units and how much damage they really do. Or the updated tier list video, which is going to be 6 hours long, to know why she's a fucking terrible carry. So, of this realm, that's 1, 2, and then Uvash as a power creep. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, it's 4 out of the 5 standard units that are not really used that much and pretty mediocre. They're just filler units. So Feint is the only standard one you will like, but Caro has the best limiteds in the game with Dyes, Jellet, Zoo, Salve, and now Sorel. Pikmin and Doracine are good mentions as well. So they have really strong limited units. Trash standard units. Some would say even more trash than Ultra. But we need to keep to the agenda. These 30 fucking aliens from another planet, which is all of Ultra. Chaos. Let's look at Chaos. Chaos. The standard units are Alva, trash to this day. Nymph, she got buffed. She's a bit better, but she's still below average other poison units. She is a bit better than she was in the past. Not great. Not is great. Karen is great, but she doesn't need dupes. Out of all these standard units in Chaos Standard, you would want Not and Nymph. Only 2 out of the 5 that you want dupes for. Anything else, even if Karen, you don't need dupes for Karen. You don't need dupes, don't need anything. And there's only 1 viable DPS standard in Chaos Standard banner, which is Nymph. We don't even talk about Pandia. This is the only viable DPS. Whereas Blue, Caucus is a viable DPS, Goliath is a viable DPS, Sangha is a viable DPS. And Pharaoh's, bit weaker, but I would say she's viable for normal story. So already, every single one of them you can use that covers every gimmick. Again, poison, counter, defense, offense, tentacle. Like Caro, for example. Their poison units are a bit lacking still with Zoo and Agrippa. And they're mostly a bleed unit. And their counter, zero counter. If you want to play a counter playstyle, not a single one of their standard units has you playing counter. That restricts your options as a new player. Let's look at Ultra. Counter, fucking joke with Winkle. You can't play counter. Poison, joke with Liz compared to the blue options. Fucking raw damage, you have it with Jenkins. So they're lacking in counter, they're lacking in poison for standard. And for the standard, not speaking of Pollux because he's a limited unit, there is no bleed as well. So they're missing certain units, and their shield for the standard in Winkle is a lot less than you get from Blue Stance Blue. So rather than do all that, just pull on one banner and get the dupes. Because when you rewind, you get these items. Now with this item, you can just, rather than rely on RNG, because if you're pulling Ultra, if you're pulling on the other standard banners, you're basically inting yourself to the whims of RNG. Rather than do that, I have this. I only pick on the units I want. On the realms, I don't pull. I want more Winkle, I get another Winkle. I want more Nymph, I click it, I get another Nymph. So you can go through life never pulling on these shit garbage banners if you only pull one banner and then rewind. Because you're going to off-rate all the other realms anyway, pulling on limited. Because remember, if you pull on a limited unit, let's say Arachne, when you off-rate, you get a random standard unit from that realm anyway. So, given a long enough time frame, you will get all the standard units. So just pull blue until you hit E3 Caucus, E2 Goliath. And then you go to Wheel Jail, which I'll cover later on this video.
A fucking game. Let not the demons, Satan, beguile thee with old trash. For that banner shimmer with deceit and lies. Be steadfast in the Moria, for it is the path of victors. Consult always the holy spreadsheet, wrought by flayers the savior. Do not fall for the fucking demons, like Jesus in the desert. Jokes aside, I value Monchi's opinion, even though I call him Satan. However, he does have opposite views of the game. However, a lot of other guide creators that I do not collab with are fucking inting players giving me terrible advice. Now, let's look at someone who, I'm not going to reveal their name, but people will know who it is, who claims to have done everything, but they're honestly not that good, and they keep inting players telling them to pull Ultra, which I have to address. That don't want you ruining your account. Because, okay, let's look at my account. I am upfront about how much I spent. Look, I've done everything. A video, 60% EXP. I only spent like around $600 on the game over the course of 1 month, and I beat all of Arc 1 hard mode with $100. Period. To wheel. Blue. I've done everything. So let me show you proof. Right here. Boom. I don't have the whale banner. I don't whale. I only buy the value packs here. And I'm able to achieve 400 E-type store. 400. Maximum endgame. Right here. And I'm tired of people fucking lying and saying that Ultra is a viable path for new players. It's a viable path. Are you willing to spend money? Are you willing to int yourself? Like, these guide creators know that Ultra is a weak realm. They're just trying to get your pull for it so that the devs can buff it. So, look at this here. So, proof? Here. Now let's look at this player here. This is the sole play Ultra God. Only does alert 4. Look at his comp. 2 death resist. What I showed earlier in the video, I did doors in. 0. Easy. This is him months ago complaining about how weak Ultra is and how good Blue is. And now he's just lying and telling people to play Ultra. Look at this. He even complained to the fucking devs to buff Ultra. Blah, blah. He shit on Ultra. Every Ultra player shit on Ultra at one point before
still dog shit
and made their realm
viable. But luckily, he's so dog shit.
They know
he's a good example
now look at this.
Of what not to do.
400.
Tune in
did not
for
do
that video. What not to do.
Fucking lied about doing Deathless hard mode. He edited those screenshots. He did it Deathless, then he uses Econ and went through it again. And why? Here's this team, plus 8 caster, plus 3 Lily. 3 econs. Like, come on, if you're every other content creator with a grain of salt. Okay? Anyway, next command. In Arc 1, wield the Costco wheels, for they are a sacred craft of flayers, made to carry the chosen people. Granted, I've received criticism lately about the organization of spreadsheet, which I'm working on, but the memes stay. The memes are important. The memes are what feel the power that is the holy spreadsheet and the eldritch entity held within. The holy spreadsheet is all... When I say use Costco, these 3 wheels are Costco. And Gluttony, if you need HP to live, is also recommended. What is Costco? It is a build I came up with that can carry anyone through Arc 1. It's known as the Costco wheels. Now, this Frenzy is the most powerful wheel in the entire game, possibly. So much so that they nerf it in Arc 2, which is Astral Rain. What it does is increase the relic slots at the shop to 3, with 1 being a cursed relic. Buying the cursed relic gives you 15 gold. This lets you start with 30 sigils and increase the relic capacity by 2. This lets you free refresh at the store, and it's free, and you get another one. This increases your max HP. So unlike other gotchas, our wheels are busted. They're better than SR wheels and SSR wheels in Arc 1. It's so busted, they nerfed it in the JP version to get you to pool for wheels. Now read through all these effects. These are all very good effects. Costco is the best. You get access to cursed relics. Now cursed relics in Arc 1, like Slay the Spire or other games, gives you a positive effect for a negative curse or negative effect. However, the developers are very bad at balancing relics. 90% of cases, you ignore the curse. These relics are too strong compared to other gacha game variants, which is why they have to remove the Costco build. I'm sort of responsible for that from the JP version, because it breaks the game. Most of these cursed relics breaks the game. Now I'm going to talk to you about some relics that are just flat out good. Magic Hat, or Trickster's Hat, is a new translation. This is Snecko from Slay the Spire. This is a bunch of other names from other worldwide card games. Except for in this game, besides randomly altering the cost of a card 0 to 4, it also lets you draw 2 cards and gain 2 mana. This effect is insane. This is insane. This is broken. This is broken. Like, it's Neko, you only get this. You don't get to draw 2 cards. You don't get the 2 mana. Again, they're very bad at balancing. When you read this, if you play any card games, you're going to read this and say, what? What is the fucking downside here? Get the 2 cards and 2 mana anyway. This. Crit rate increased by 50%. You start with Fragile for 3 turns. Wow. Minus 25% shield, but 50% crit rate buff? Yeah. Don't mind if I do. This one is just upsides. This is why Costco is good, because they did not know how to balance cursed relics. They did not know that deleting cards is always good. But they probably thought, oh, delete 2 cards. You get to choose 2 cards to delete, and you gain strength. That's only downside. This thins your deck. It's a free deck thinner. It's what any card game, deck thinning is good. Again, only upsides here. Let's see it here. Increase hand limit, draw 1 less. Oh, how will I fix the 1 draw? You get a magic hat. Done. This. Get more Alimus. Insane. This is 35 Alimus. The base is 10. The cost is increased by 1. Very, very bad at balancing. This is why cursed relics are broken. This, symptom card, 75 sigils. Worth, you can buy more. This, 1 Earth Mega. This might be a trap for new players because it hides the attention. You don't know what to do. Now, there are some bad cursed relics. This is bad. This will kill you. This is okay, but people don't use it. This. Change your relic to random cursive relic. You know, wombo combo of this. This. Buffs every cursive relic you have. Crit rate and crit damage increase with 10%. All of these cursive relics are broken, and they have shit negative effect. Like look, tentacle reduced by 2. You don't start with max tentacle anyway, dude. You don't care. It's very good. This. You just pick the liquor you want. Again, it's hilariously bad how broken this build is. I was surprised no one used it before I came up with it. So you can thank me for the whole Costco thing. So remember, our wheels will carry you through Arc 1. Tell everyone, use the Flares Costco. Use the Flares Costco for chapters 1 through 9. That's Arc 1 before they fucking nerf it. Next commandment time, baby. Once thy core team is made whole, thou art bound to wheel jail eternal. For such is the law of the spreadsheet, and none may escape its cycle. What does wheel jail mean? Wheel jail is a place. I made a nice missing video detailing the experience of being in wheel jail. You're going to wheel jail after you get a good core team. Now, what I recommend and what most people recommend who follow my guides, a lot of people do, you get a core unit from standard. You pull for standard, you pull for E3 Caucus for his heal. Like where you could pull for E3 Caucus, E2 Life, which means 4 copies, 3 copies. And then you go to wheel jail forever. You never pull on Realm Study ever again. You pull for wheel jail.
Future Flares here. Wheel jail. Is it still a thing? Yes. Because as I said earlier in the video, you are going to get every single standard unit with a long enough time frame anyway with selectors and off-rating limited units. Are you ever going to stop pulling for limited units? No. You're a gacha player. You're always going to pull for characters. I know most of you guys, because characters are more important than their wheels most of the time. Sometimes, like this wheel, characters can function even better without their wheel. There's been many cases where a limited character does not use their wheel, Calf being the most famous one. Calf does not need her wheel. It's not even the best in slot wheel for her. That goes with a lot of limited characters as well. So characters are always more important compared to their wheels, especially with the OE and plus 12 requirements. So you're always going to keep pulling limited characters. That means you're always going to operate standard characters. And wheels, especially standard wheels, are the most power you can gain as a new player, because Titan's Blade is the most meta wheel option in the game, used in Blue Wheel, used in everything. Because the reason why is because SSR wheels, meaning the wheels in wheel jail, are ending. If you have them, you get to wheel 2. What do I mean? So, first off, if you're using a non-plus 12 wheel, your second wheel can only be a plus 12 wheel or any purple wheel. So by plus 12ing a wheel, you can double equip golden SSR wheels. And besides some of these wheels having better effects, better stats, well, they have better stats as well. What I mean, every rarity of wheel doubles the main stat of the rarity before. What does that mean, Flares? For a R-rated wheel, the crit rate is 7.2% for a plus 12. Purple, it doubles to 14.4. And for a plus 12, it doubles again for 28.8. That's another benefit of being in wheel jail. Just the raw stats and the fact that you can equip 2 golden wheels. Any 2 golden wheels. Now, most of you guys are free to play. Are going to be free to play. You will never have a plus 12 limited wheel, right? You can have a plus 12 standard wheel. That means you can put that plus 12 standard wheel with any regular low invest limited wheel. Now, what are good standard wheels. That's where we get into the controversial statements. Now the community will hang you by your neck, beat your skull in, and rip out your entrails like the dirty fucking traitor you are. You will be tarred and feathered if you ask anyone in the game what is the second wheel after Titan's Blade. Titan's Blade is regarded as the best wheel because it's 30% crit rate and 60% crit damage. And this effect. This is the best standard wheel, period. What's the second best standard wheel? If I were to say it, I would get double banned. Someone would break into my home and skin me by my teeth. But I'm gonna say it anyway. I personally think fucking Incalc and Finn are good. I like the money. I like the money, guys. I like the money. Hang me if you must. I like money. I'm a greedy bastard. I love money. Incalc is a good option. But you will get hated by the Lighthouse fans. The Lighthouse cult will go in your house, kill your mom, and say, why don't you believe in the 30% damage amp and the free strike 1 a riff every turn? What the fuck is wrong with you listening to players? Why don't I go for Lighthouse? And they have a point. It's also a good wheel. But as soon as you listen to the Lighthouse motherfuckers, you know what's gonna help? The fucking Chains Unbound motherfuckers will come out. All the caster fans will start crawling on all fours like the dirty ultra aliens they are. And go, the fuck are you talking about, Lighthouse fans? Why would you want Lighthouse? You want to see motherfuckers with Chains Unbound that will gouge your eyes out you don't even need to see. Look, 40% base damage, you generate a card. This is so good. Why are you listening to those Lighthouse motherfuckers and players? Chains Unbound is great. Those motherfuckers come out of the woodworks. Because this is also good. This is why you're in wheel jail. There's so many good options for the second options. And then, out of nowhere, the Dio JoJo fans will break in your house and just flex and start doing their JoJo poses for Bloody Feast. I mean, like, pull Doricine. This is Doricine's best wheel. And everyone else will start trying to kill them. But they can't. You know why? Because Doricine and Dio fans have the most money. They have the most money. IRL. We can't touch them. We can warn you against pulling Doricine, but you won't listen because it's Dio. They're going to say, pull for Bloody Feast for your Doricine, motherfucker. What are you doing? Doricine's a great unit. You need plus 12 Bloody Feast. And it becomes a civil war. I can go on. Every one of these wheels have an unhinged fan base. As an unhinged guide creator in China that says, don't pull for that wheel the second. They all agree Blade of Titan is the best one. But the second wheel is up to you and God. So Morimens is a welfare state economy. What do I mean? Welfare units in another game are actually meta, are actually good. Some welfare units are better than limited units, such as Aegis, for example, having a stun. Now, unlike the old video, there are newer units with stun, such as Manchette OE, but she is the free welfare unit that's still meta at all stages of the game, able to cheese bosses, because she can stun. And all of you guys who have played card games or roguelike knows how powerful a stun is. Now, stun is the best thing you do in this game. She's a very good welfare unit. And some welfare units can even out DPS limited units that are outdated. Like Arita is a very good welfare DPS unit. Now, there are two types of welfare units. I can't show them all in the shop. I'll use old clips to show them right about now. But let me go over the two branches of welfare. First off, you have the SR welfares. What do I mean by the SR welfares? The starting team. The starting 4 chaos units in Lotan, Daw, Ogier, and Ramona. Now, Ramona, you get this by leveling up your account. We're not going to talk about this. But these 3, you buy 3 dupes now. Every month with investigation. Now, what order you should buy them in? Ideally, you should buy all 3, but you can't afford that. So, the best units in order are Ogier or Lotan, depending on who you want.
He doesn't get the
Ogier is
rouse,
more
so he gets a free
universal.
turn.
He's a support tank. He can fit into other teams easily. The worst one is still Doll. Her stats are very low, and her kit is still trash to this day. So she's the worst out of the 3 options. Lotan is a pure DPS that becomes extremely meta at OE. I'll go on into that later. So Ogier is the best because he generates strength, and he does all this shit. And every dupe you give him makes him stronger and stronger. So Ogier is my recommendation in general. However, Lotan, it's also good. The Chinese community has cleared all content with the base SR team. You can clear all hard mode, every single content with the base SR team. Only getting wheels. With Ogier, Lotan, and Ramona carry. Now, Lotan. Why is she better than a lot of limited units? Her base kit. Everything about her base, trash. Her cards, her strike meta, trash. Everything, trash. Why is she good, players? At OE, she gains 50% fixed damage equals to target max HP. That means, like Past Flare says, that still holds up to this day, she can never be power creeped at OE, meaning 8 copies. Because once you unlock the 8 dupes, whenever you hit her overexalt, you fit her into any Alienist battery team and just charge up her overexalt. You don't play her cards, you just press the overexalt button, and she takes away 15% of their max HP, no matter how hard the content is. This lets new players cheese late game easily. Any hard content, you just over exalt a few times on Lotan, it's dead. You can be level 1 and kill it, because it's 15% max HP. That means if they make a boss 10 years, 15 years later, if the game lives that long, everything gets power creep to hell. Bosses now have 10 trillion HP. It's still going to do 15% of 10 trillion. So no matter what, she's always going to be relevant, just like any unit that does fixed HP damage. Because it's no longer, does my unit scale up enough? Did I invest enough? No. This is percent damage. So this is why she's still very good. And there are cases in history where they released an overtuned boss, which I covered in past videos, where no one was able to kill it until they nerfed it. The only comp that was able to kill it, such as Blesser Alert 5, which had, I think it was like 10, 12 million HP when it first released. No comp was able to kill it except for a Lotan comp. Except for an OE Lotan comp. Because she was the only one that was able to do damage to the boss. Because of this. 15% max HP. So whenever anything is bugged in the game, they make a boss that's retarded in numbers, just pull out your OE Lotan. That's why she's good. Is she better on regular bosses and other units? No. Obviously, if a boss has 100 damage, 100 HP, it's only going to do 15 damage. Compared to any other unit, which will one-shot the boss. This is me showcasing the percent. So, 700 or whatever K. This only does 100 damage, 100, but since he has a decent amount of HP. Lotan Exalt. I just put everyone with like a noticeable percent difference. So, boom. 110k. Right there. You see the 2 ticks? The basic damage is only like less than 1,000. But 110k just on the percentage. And this is also another percentage, which is Towal. Another percentage. Another percentage is Jidong. Right here. 30%. So those 3 units got 60% of the boss's HP down. Period. No matter how much HP they have, no matter how much your scaling is. That's why Lotan is good. section of welfare units. The fucking D-Tide welfare units. Now, this is controversial. Aegis is the one you should buy dupe for every month, period. She's the best out of the three, hands down, because of her stun. Now, what's the second best? You are going to get jumped! Go away! You are going to get killed right now. If you ask this question on any Discord, even my Discord, link below, someone's gonna go and kill you and your family. You're gonna ignite a civil war because it's two different options and two big fandoms because they're two separate things. Unlike her, which is a support, the two other options are Erica and Arita. Now, Erica is a support key flare unit. That's pretty bad support, but filler. She's free. All the welfare units are free. They're infinite value compared to standard units, compared to limited units. That means that you can have them plus 12 and powerful after a year of playing the game, or however long it takes you to get them to max dupes. These are probably going to be your only max dupe characters for most of you guys, because the only thing that matters is time. You don't need to do content that much. You don't need to waste pools. You get them to maxed out. Now, her maxed out is good. Erica at E0, 1 copy, 2 copies, 3 copies, 4 copies. Straight up garbage. Straight up garbage as a support compared to limited supports. Like, let's say, Horla. Like, let's say, even Dies. Garbage. Even after plus 12, she's fucking dog shit garbage compared to real supports. However, she's plus 12. So you are going to use her. And let's go over Arita, the other option. Damage-wise, complete garbage compared to any other DPS in the game. E0, E1, E2. At max dupe, she's like Erica. She's free plus 12 DPS that you're going to use. So do you want a DPS or a support? I recommend the Arita. Why? Because she's discard. Her mechanic is discard, and she's the best base discard unit currently in the game because her 2 costs discards and draws your entire hand. Other units have it part of their exalt. This is a 2-cost card. Her damage is low, but she fuels a new team, is my reasoning over why I like Arita. Because she is the most fun out of the 3 to play. It's death by trillion cuts. I should post a clip right now of what I mean by death by trillion cuts. So, Arita is more fun. She fuels a new team. Discard. Erica, on the other hand, good support plus 12, does not make a new archetype of a team. All she does is she supports. She shields you, she inflicts bone, she dispels weakness. It's just a support. She does not change your team. She goes into more teams. But again, if you're a new player starting out, you're going to use neither of them. Until 3 to 6 months into the game when you have enough dupes that they're usable and not dog shit. So, who do you want to invest in? A DPS or a support? You will get gang fucking destroyed. If you say, I'm going to invest in X unit, the other gang is going to kill you and your family. Granted, the Arita gang is much stronger than the Erica gang. Erica, in terms of popularity, unlike Wheel Jail, most people follow my advice and they pull for the Arita. Because everyone who has played her would agree that she's one of the most fun units and animation in the game. Because of how she works. There's almost no one that pulls Erica and they say, my level of enjoyment of the game has increased because I have a plus 12 Erica. Because she doesn't really do anything that makes you go, oh, this is so fun. This changes the way I play. She's a bare bones support that you can get to plus 12. There's nothing unique about her kit. But she is a decent stat stick later on. So that is what I mean about the welfare unit choices. Everyone wants her. Everyone fucking wants her. So, commandment number 9, D-Tide. You should start D-Tide as fast as possible. The sooner you get to the endgame D-Tide, the sooner you get to the good rewards, which means these pools and these level up pyramids, which are time limited, up to 400. Now, most of you guys cannot do 400 until later. D-Tide is endgame. It's easy for me now, but for most of you guys, it's difficult. You want to get 300 when you alert 1. Now, if you've been following my guides and aren't dog shit, aren't retarded, you should be able to do 300, which is alert 1, all of them. How can you do that, Flares? Alert 1 is very easy. The main power of this game is account age. Account age is the most important factor in this game, especially now. And I even disagree with the changes. Why? Unlike other games, account level affects more than just what you unlock. It affects the stats compared to my past videos. Why? Because of this. Forbidden lore. Every account level you have means you have more max HP, which means you have more this and more this. So, it's a rich get richer scenario. So, talking about getting EXP, there are some events where you can farm EXP, which says there's 24, and I always detail it in my guides. Now, account age, important. But anyone can do D-Tide Alert 1 if you pull blue. Because they did not balance it correctly. If you have blue, the tentacles itself will auto-win for you Alert 1. So just go in, borrow a whale for one team, make 4 shit teams, breeze through Alert 1, then the last wave, borrow a whale, do Alert 3 or whatever. As long as you do this as soon as possible to get the 300 reward, which is to clear every wave once. Now, what happened? You have issues with D-Tide. Unlike other dog shit content creators, I do coaching streams every fucking now and then where I help players and walk them through. And walk them through on stream. And I have doing this for months, despite the haters. No one else does it. Let me show you. I have hundreds of hours of coaching stream. Some even in private. If you DM me, I'll respond. If you join my Discord, I'll respond. Look, this is 8 hours, 5 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, coaching stream, 10 hours, 11 hours, 4 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours, 9 hours. Yeah, I'm the only one who cares. I'm like all these fucking idiots who like say, oh, you should follow my guys. Flair's guys is wrong. They haven't proved shit. They haven't proved shit. Yeah, who else are you gonna believe? I walk players through. I've proved that my guides work. Other people haven't done it. So believe who you want. Believe someone who uses 10 ecogs and don't know how to play the game, or someone who does know how to play the game and has every week top of the leaderboards every fucking week on both contents, and was top of the PP leaderboards when I played, top of the P-Dive leaderboards when I do it, and when I decide to put on it last issue, I'm done at this issue, last issues, top of this leaderboard too, and with less things. Look, 90, 90, 90, 70, yeah, and spent less money, because these are only 2 of my units, so believe who you want. But, as I said before, join my coaching streams when I do announce them. Sometimes I do it out of nowhere. whatever. And a lot of people in my Discord follow my guides. Just put a limit in my Discord, ask a question. Someone will probably help you eventually. So that concludes this 10 Commandments video. I don't think there's anything else for me to cover. I'm going to piece it all together.
Locked in the D-tide, spinning away. Standard pulls vanish, night bleeds to day. The awakers rise, their fate entwined. With Titan's blade, they chase the divine. Echoes of laughter, shadows unfold. Dissolution whispers, dark and cold. Lovecraftian horrors claw at my soul. Still I spin, still I roll. Wheel jails closing, no escape. Pity's laughing in my face. Trapped in the banner, time stands still. Rolling, rolling against my will. Wheel jail grips me tight and cruel. A prisoner of endless hopes. Awakers fight with weapons in Costco against the curse of having low rolls. The banner flickers, fate unkind, while I chase a pool I'll never find. Pity's creeping, despair in sight. 1,000 silver won't make this right. A Titan's blade is calling me. One more pull, just one more plea. Wheel jails closing, no escape. Pity's laughing in my face. Trapped in the banner, time stands still. Rolling, rolling against my will. Wheel jail grips me tight and cruel. A prisoner of endless woe. The cycle turns, the monsters wake. The banners fade, the hope I take. One last roll, let fortune smile, or let me drown in wheel jail.